Hello students, let us study the third chapter, that is issue of shares. We have already studied the meaning of shares and the types of shares in chapter number 2. In this chapter, we are going to study about the issue of these shares. The capital structure, it consists of owned capital and borrowed capital. We have already studied about the types of owned capital and the types of borrowed capital in chapter number 2. Owned capital, it is consisting of equity shares, preference shares, retained earnings. And borrowed capital is consisting of debentures, deposits, bonds, term loans, etc. So this we have already studied in the former chapter. Share capital, it is one of the most important source of financing. Share, as we all know, it is a smallest unit of the total share capital of a company. These shares are being issued by a company, and this is one of the most important, or you can say, the permanent financing of a company. A person who purchases shares is known as the shareholder. Each share is having a value which is expressed in terms of money. Face value, issue value, and market value. Face value is the value that is being mentioned in the Memorandum of Association and in the Articles of Association when the company is in the promotion stage. Issue value means that value which is given to the people who are going to invest in the shares. When these shares are going to be issued to the general public, the price that is being mentioned is known as the issue value. Market value means that value which the shares acquire once the shares are going to be resold in the share market. Thus, share capital is raised by issuing shares to the general public. Company offers various types of shares depending upon the requirement of capital. That is, when the company requires capital, why it is required, all these things are going to be taken into consideration. Now, we are coming to the next topic, that is issue of shares. Now, what we mean by issue of shares over here? A company, it needs capital to start a company or a new project. It also needs capital to expand or diversify its existing business. A company may also need capital to pay its old debts. So that means a company requires capital anytime. That is, when it is going to be started, that is, when the company is going to be incorporated at that time. Or it might be that the company is going to get a new project. So it might require capital at that time. Or the same company, it wants to expand itself. It wants to diversify. For example, it wants to start its branches outside wherever it is already existing. For example, it might be having its branches at present only in Mumbai, or it might be having in Delhi. But now it wants to have its branches across the country. And so it might require capital. Or it might be that the company wants to pay off its old debts. For example, that it was unable to pay the debentures, or it might be that it was unable to pay the deposits in time. And so to repay those deposits or the term loans, whatever it has taken, those loans to be repaid off. So for such a thing also, company requires capital. This capital is raised depending upon two factors, that is reason for capital and urgency of capital. So what we mean by reason, that is why is capital required? What is the purpose of getting this capital? Because as per the Memorandum of Association and Articles of Association, capital cannot be simply raised just because it is there or just because it is being mentioned in the documents. There has to be a reason, and that too a perfect reason for raising this capital. And secondly, that is urgency of capital. That is, how soon does the company require this capital? Does it require this capital in this forthcoming week? That is, it wants to purchase raw materials or anything like that, so it requires? Or is it that the company is going to require in this coming year? Or is it that the company is going to invest in a new project and so it is going to require for the next coming 5 to 10 years? So that is what we mean by saying this urgency of capital. Company can raise capital quickly through debentures or loans, deposits, bonds. This capital, it can get it. Loans, it can apply to the banks and it can get this money. Or it can ask the people to invest in the deposits where the returns are going to be quick also, and also the returnability of capital also is going to be fast. It can also issue bonds in the market. But these are all what? These are all types of borrowed capital. And this capital is not permanent capital and it has to be returned back. And so this is actually a burden for the company because it always has the tension of returning back this capital. Or rather, this capital will not remain for a lifelong of the company. Also, it cannot always depend on retained earnings. What is retained earnings? That is the accumulated profits that the company is having. Why? Because the company may not earn the same profits and the company may not be able to have reserves always. The company may require these reserves. And so it cannot always depend on these retained earnings to be got into the business. Also, there are certain terms and conditions for utilizing these retained earnings that are mentioned in the memorandum and articles of association. Therefore, what the company will do then? Company then can raise its capital requirements through the issue of shares. It raises capital through the issue of equity shares and preference shares. We already have studied what is the meaning of equity shares and what is the meaning of preference shares. So equity shares are what? It is a long-term financing, a fundamental source of financing of an organization. Preference shares means those shares which are preferred, or rather where there is a returnability of dividend and also returnability of capital over here. So here, what are the various methods of issue of shares? So let us study that now. First we have, that is public offer or public issue. Public offer means wherein the shares are going to be offered to the general public. That is what we call as the public issue over here. Public issue means offering shares to the public, to the general public. This does not mean that the shares are offered to the existing shareholders, but it is offered to the general public, which needs to be included as new shareholders in the company. Already the company is having these shareholders. Okay, it might have, it might not have. But what it is over here, that it is not requiring capital from the existing shareholders. Then what it is want to including the new shareholders, that is other shareholders from the general public. Due to this, the company is able to tap new investors and thus increase the shareholdership. So therefore, it can get this capital from across the country, across the world. So depending on what is the requirement of capital also. So due to this, what happens that there are no more number of shareholders. The company invites the general public to invest in its share capital by issuing a prospectus. So what the company does, that whenever it is going to require this type of capital, it is going to invite the general public. That is, it is going to inform the people that the company requires this type of capital over here. And how it is done? By issuing a prospectus. So this prospectus is going to give out the details. What is a prospectus? A prospectus is an invitation to the general public to invest in the capital of the company. So it is going to inform the general public in detail about this issue of shares. So now here, before we come to this, there is the pricing methods to offer shares to the public. Now what happens when a company has to issue the shares? There is a question as to what should be the issue price. See, we have just now studied that there are three values. We have the face value, we are having the issue value, and we have the market value. So face value is what is mentioned in the memorandum. Not necessary that the face value and the issue value should be the same. When the company wants to issue the same shares in the market, the price might be same, it might not be the same. This all depends on what is the goodwill of the company, what is the reputation of the company. So for this, the company has to have a pricing method. So what we mean by this pricing method that is offered the shares to the general public. So here a company can use two pricing methods to offer shares to the public. So first one we have, that is the fixed price issue method. Now, fixed price, as the name itself is indicating, it is a fixed price issue method. So what is this over here? That is wherein the price is fixed. You can say that this is a traditional method of issuing prices, of issuing the shares in the market. So here what happens? Prospectus states the quantity and price of shares offered. So this prospectus is going to contain what is the number of shares that are being offered to the general public and what is the price of those shares. Means what over here? That for example, a company is issuing so many number of shares at this price. It is offering 200 crore shares at the price of rupees 10 each. This is fixed. It has been pre-decided by the company. Then this applicants can apply with the amount stated in the prospectus. So as per their requirement, as per the availability of funds with them, as per their investment decision, the applicants will then apply for the shares over here. Amount may be a certain portion of face value or full amount. Now, this decision rests with the company. The people will be told to apply for the shares with a certain amount of the face value. Means what? They might say that apply with 5 rupees. The share might be of rupees 10. The company might tell that when you are going to apply, send so much of amount only, not the full amount. Or it may say that whatever is the value of the shares mentioned in the prospectus, that full amount you will send it to the company. Then, demand for the shares is known only after subscription period ends. So the company has to wait till the entire subscription period gets over to know as to actually how much the people have subscribed for that particular share capital. So this the company comes to know only at the later stage over here. The company can issue shares at par or premium. So at par. So what we mean by at par? At par means a share of rupees 10 will be issued at rupees 10 itself. That is known as par. But if a share is being issued at a premium, premium means what over here? More than the face value of the shares. So it can be issued at that price also. Means a share of rupees 10 can be issued at rupees 12 also. So here this extra rupees 2 is known as the premium. Remember here, this amount that is got extra, it is because of the reputation of the company. It has acquired a goodwill in the market. Due to this, the company can have the shares issued at a premium. So that does not mean that this rupees 2 that it has earned over here is to be considered as the net profit of the organization. It is only, we can say, it is called as the share premium. So this is going to be maintained by the company aside. It is been mentioned in the account over here, which we call as the share premium account. So this money, that is the above money, more than the face value, whatever the company has got, this has to be kept in the separate account, which is known as the share premium account. So here, this method is used for public issue, right issue and ESOS. So, public issue means what over here? That is wherein the shares are going to be issued to the general public. Or it can be for the right issue. Right issue means what? Where the existing equity shareholders are asked to invest. So, that is where they are going to be given the right to issue in the share capital. So this right is given only to the existing equity shareholders. ESOS, Employee Stock Option Scheme, wherein the employees are asked to invest in their own company. So this scheme is being introduced for the employees, for the permanent employees of that organization. So they can invest in that. So here for such investment itself, this particular method is being used over here. Now let us take up an. So here we have Raindrops Company Limited wants to raise rupees 100 crore by issuing 10 crore shares of rupees 10 each. It issues the prospectus mentioning the same. So what is it? This particular company wants to issue the shares in the market and it is want to raising the so much of amount of shares over here. So it has issued a prospectus which is mentioning about the above shares. Company informs the applicants to apply for shares with rupees 5 as application money. So what the company has done, it is saying that whoever want to apply for the shares will have to give rupees 5 per share over here. It receives application for 12 crore shares. What is the requirement? The requirement is only 10 crore. But the applications have been received for 12 crore shares. Means people have applied over here with 10 crore shares and 2 crore shares are extra over here. So this application money for 10 crore shares or at the rate of rupees 5 is being deposited in the bank. And there, this is going to be 2 crores is going to be returned back. Next we have the second method, that is the book building method. So the book building method, formerly we have studied, that is the fixed price, wherein the price is already mentioned in the prospectus. Now here this price is going to be decided by the general public. Formerly, it was the company which decided the price. Now it is going to be the people who are going to decide what should be the price over here. So how this particular method is going to work? This is based on auction method. So what we mean by auction method? That is wherein there is the bidding that takes place. So there is the price which we call over here, that is the lowest price which is being mentioned, and people are going to bid accordingly. For example, there might be a product which they are stating is for rupees 1000. So people are going to bid for prices more than 1000, not less than 1000 at all. And so the bidding starts. The person who is going to bid the highest is going to state the price over here. And so he will be the person who takes up the particular product at whatever price he is going to state the highest more than the others. Something on a similar lines, on the parallel lines, is this book building method over here. It issues the red herring prospectus. Now, what is the red herring prospectus? That is, it is a temporary prospectus. So, it is going to contain only the details about the number of shares, and it is also going to contain over here the price band. So, price band is also known as the price range. So, this is going to be written out in the red herring prospectus. Now, what is this price band? There is a lower band of price which is known as the floor price, and the upper band is called as the cap price or the ceiling price over here. So the lower band, floor price, as the name itself is indicating, floor, that which is on the ground, and upper band we call it as the cap, that which is the ceiling or the higher price. So these are the two prices which are going to be mentioned in the price band over here. Then investors are asked to bid on it. They have to bid only in the price band. That is, they will be bidding in the prices between the floor price and the ceiling price only. They cannot bid for it less than the floor price or more than the ceiling price. Then this bidding is kept open for 5 days. This red herring prospectus is going to be kept open for 5 days. That is, the people are going to bid for the shares for 5 days only. It is not like the regular prospectus. Then after this, the bids and application money are submitted to the lead merchant bankers known as the book runners. So all these people who are going to apply, the investors who are going to apply for the money and whatever are the prices that they are quoting, that is the bids. This is all going to be submitted to the lead merchant bankers. So lead merchant bankers are those bankers which are appointed by the company to look after this entire procedure of book building. And so they are known as the book runners. So they make an entry in the book, means they make out as to who are all, what is the amount of the applications that have come, and what is the amount that they have quoted for the number of shares. So all this is made in a book, therefore they are called as the book runners. After bidding is over, the company fixes the cutoff price. So the entire procedure, that is wherein the bids have come after 5 days, the lead merchant bankers go through it and then they find out a price which is known as the cutoff price over here. This cutoff price is now mentioned in the prospectus. So then these shares now will be sold off at this cutoff price over here. So this is what is called as the book building method. So in this, what happens here, that the price is being mentioned, that is there is the bands, that is the lower band and the upper band. So investors are going to bid accordingly. Based on these prices itself, the final price is going to be decided, which is going to be mentioned in the prospectus. Let us study an Green Trees Company Limited wants to issue rupees 200 crores by issuing 90 lakh equity shares to the public. You can observe over here, price is not mentioned. It issues a red herring prospectus containing the floor price of rupees 150 and cap price of rupees 250. So these are the two prices that is being mentioned in the red herring prospectus. And so the company now wants to have 90 lakh equity shares. Now let us see what is the applications that have come over here. See, as you can observe over here, that the people have applied, the investors have applied for the shares. At the rate of 250, there are 5 lakh people, or you can say 5 lakh shares have been applied for. At 245, there are 30 lakh shares. At 240, there are 20 lakh shares. At 235, there are 35 lakh shares. At 230, there are 40 lakh shares. And at 220, there are 2 lakh 50,000 shares. Now, what we mean by this? That these are the various people who have applied for the shares according to their investment decisions. Or you can say that this is what they are being over here predicting. They have predicted that this should be the price of the shares over here. We can observe that after 235, that is still 35 lakh shares, the company has fulfilled the quota of 90 lakh shares. This is just an example where we are taking up that at this 90 lakh, they have found out that the price that the bidding is taking place is 235. So they will stop at that price itself. So what happens over here, that the people who have applied less than 235 is not going to be considered. So the bidding will stop at that 235 itself over here. So 235 will be the stop price below, that is which we call as the cutoff price over here. And then all the shares below that 235 are going to be rejected. The people who have applied for less than that, all those people are going to be given back their money over here. And all these people, that is from 250 to 235 who have applied, they will be given the shares at the rate of 235 itself. So here we say that rupees 235 becomes the bid price, or which we call as the cutoff price over here. And so this will be mentioned in the prospectus, that is the prices that are going to be taken up over here. Okay, so till here we have studied about the two pricing methods, that is the fixed price method and the book building price method. Next we are going to study what is the next topic, that is the prices that are going to be taken up and how the issue of shares is going to take place.